Peter Martyr Vermigli in Epistolam Sancti Pauli Apostoli ad Romanos, Episode 7. Utque strenui milites, et equi bellicosi, quando suam ipsorum tubam audiunt, suscitant sese, arma expedient, nec eorum impetus cohiberi potest. Ita nos debemus, cum recitatur Paulus, vel dum eum per nos ipsos legamus, erigere animos omnesque motus, conatus, et appetitiones nostras ad obsequium Dei, ut qui sentiamus nos incitare nostra ipsorum tuba. In this portion, Vermigli begins a simile. He says, and just as diligent or hard-working strenui soldiers and warlike horses, horses of war, equi bellicosi, both of these phrases are masculine plural and nominative. Milites is the subject, modified by strenui, and equi modified by bellicosi. Notice the A, B, B, A word order that Vermigli employs for stylistic effect. So just as hard-working soldiers and warlike horses, quando, when they audiunt, when they hear, suam ipsorum tubam, when they hear the very own blast, suam tubam, the very blast of their own leaders, ipsorum, what do? Suscitant sese. They rouse themselves up. They raise themselves up. So audiunt is the verb, of which milites and equi are the subjects. The object of audiunt is tubam, a war horn. Tubam is modified by suam. They are therefore in the same gender number and case. They are feminine singular accusative. And then there is the genitive ipsorum. When they hear the very blast of their own comrades or of their leader, ipsorum, they suscitant sese, they raise themselves up. Expedient arma, they get out their weapons, or they make ready their weapons. Nec eorum impetus cohiberi potest, nor can the charge, impetus, of those ones, the soldiers and horses, nor can it be checked or stopped. The subject then of potest is this fourth declension noun, impetus, in the masculine singular and nominative. An impetus is the charge of the cavalry, the rush, the attack, the violent and quick attack upon the enemies, nor can their charge be stopped. Cohiberi is a present passive infinitive from the second conjugation verb cohibeo, cohibere, like so. This is the passive form. The utque here is answered by the second part of the simile. Just as, even so ita, we ourselves ought to, nos debemus, we, cum recitatur Paulus, when Paul is read aloud. Cum here is the conjunction cum. Cum can be either conjunction or preposition. When it is a conjunction, it is spelled as cum in certain texts, like this one. Thus also we, when Paul is read aloud, vel dum eum per nobis ipsos legamus, or when we read him, legamus eum, on our own, per nos ipsos, by our very own selves, nos debemus, we ought to erigere animos, we ought to raise up our minds or our souls, our attention, we ought to stand at attention, and omnesque motus, and we ought to raise up erigere omnes motus, all our motions or all of our energy, our efforts, conatus, et appetitiones nostras, all our strivings or interests, our appetites, even we could say, toward the obedience ad obsequium Dei, toward obeying God. Erigere then is the infinitive, which is working with debemus. The objects of erigere are animos, motus, conatus, and appetitiones. It has four objects then. Animos is masculine plural accusative. Motus, same gender number and case. It's a fourth declension noun. Conatus, same gender number and case. And appetitiones is feminine plural accusative as a third declension noun. We ought to raise up all of these things toward the obedience or for the obedience of God, as we who, ut qui, as we are the ones who feel, qui sentiamus, who perceive, that we, nos incitari, we are being roused, we are being stirred up, nostra tuba, by the very own blast of our men, those who belong to us. So notice how suam ipsorum tuba corresponds to nostra ipsorum tuba at the end.